Joining us now is Ned Ryun. He's the founder and chief executive officer, CEO of American Majority. I love this organization. It's a nonpartisan training institute whose goal is to identify and mold the next wave of liberty-minded new leaders, grassroots activists, and community leaders. Now, under Ned's leadership, American Majority has trained over, get this, 37,000 new leaders and activists since January 2008. They've conducted over 1,000 in-person trainings in 45 different states in an effort to recruit new community leaders. Now, this is what the Democrats have always done, and now Ned Ryun's organization is doing it, and they just opened a shop here in Virginia that we're very excited about. They're targeting 8 races in Virginia. There's only 15 days left, so we better get on it. And he's also a former presidential writer for President George W. Bush, and have to mention he's the son of former Olympic medalist and U.S. Representative Jim Ryun from Kansas, and he's appeared on Fox News and everything else. But now you know he's made it when he's appearing on the John Fredericks Radio Network. Hey, Ned, great to have you.
No, great to be with you, John. No, I appreciate the intro. But you made a good point in all of that. What I've done with American Majority the last, it's almost 12 years now, I looked at what the left was doing. And the left has been very good at this, organizing at the local level, at the community level, and doing it in a very intentional, purposeful way. And so kind of the genesis for American Majority was looking at the left and going, I completely disagree with you philosophically on your policy goals, but on your strategy, on what you're doing functionally to win, I'm going to steal some of your ideas. So I tell people I've shamelessly stolen some of the left's playbook, because this is what we need to be doing. We need to be doing on a much even bigger scale, is identifying and training people to run for state and local office. I'm a big believer, even with a dad in Congress, having been in the D.C. area the last almost 20 years now, the real local, national generational change doesn't begin at the top, it begins at the bottom, and you've got to identify people to run for the school boards, for the city councils, for the mayor, for the state house, for the state senate, because I keep on telling people, we have great ideas. We have phenomenal ideas, but politics is policy. Unless you win politically, you're not going to be in the right place to actually implement that policy. So it's about giving people the tools to be effective, not only in running for office, but being better grassroots activists.
Well, I love the fact that you're looking to get activists and you're willing to pay them. Which
That's right.
Which is a very unique thing. And this is what the Democrats do.
Yes.
And why I love learning about your organization, Ned, is because do you know how many times we've gotten on the radio and whined and complained about, the Democrats are bringing in buses of people. Oh, they're coming in from Indiana. They're coming in from Ohio. They're coming from Philadelphia. And they're coming into Virginia. Or they're coming wherever. And, oh, my God, and we wring our hands. I mean, I looked at the Abigail Spanberger campaign. She brought in hundreds of people from out of state on buses, housed them, paid them.
Right.
They knocked on doors. And all we did was complain about it. Now we're doing something about it.
That's right. No, and what we're doing with American Majority Action, our C4, there are 8 races, 4 House of Delegate races and 4 state Senate races that I believe are key to Republicans keeping the majorities in both. Because I think your listeners probably realize this, but just to remind everybody, the Republican majority in the House of Delegates was literally decided by a coin toss, and it's only a 21-19 majority in the state Senate, and there are massively important issues at stake. Everybody's on the ballot in the House of Delegates, everybody in the state Senate. So we're working in the Richmond area, the Prince William County area, Loudoun County, Virginia Beach. We're paying people. As you mentioned, we're not only paying people to knock on doors, we've hired field coordinators. So I'm telling people, if you want to be involved, and I would strongly encourage people, if you're not going to be involved with American Majority Action, you have to be involved in your local community, getting your friends and family to the polls 2 weeks from tomorrow. But if you want to be involved in us, we want to pay people because it's a sacrifice. It's hard work going door to door. It's hard work making phone calls. Go to AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia. You can sign up there. We would love to have as many bodies as possible between now and 2 weeks from tomorrow to get people out, because I'm telling you, John, not only is it important, think about what the Democrats were trying to do with not only infanticide, some of the gun bill issues, but this is important not only to look at redistricting as well, but I'm reminding people Donald Trump is not on the ballot this fall in Virginia, But he's going to be on the ballot next fall in Virginia, so you've got to be involved this year to start building momentum for next year, and you get a twofer. You can be effective this year with the state legislative races, and you can help build momentum next year for Donald Trump.
No, listen, you're absolutely correct, Ned. And the beauty of this is you get involved now, you can make a difference, you can get paid.
That's
Not
right.
only can you make a difference in the legislative races in Virginia, because, look, we've been ringing the bell here for a while. The Democratic crazies are at the gate, especially in the House, where if they win with it's going to be taken over by what we call caucus of the corn. Eileen Filler-Corn is going to be the speaker. And this is not the kind of Democrats that we're accustomed to in Virginia on the Senate side, like the Dick Saslaws and the Janet Howells. These people are downright nuts.
Just so people understand, this is not your granddaddy's Democratic Party, and I hope that people have understood that by now, not only at the national level, but even at the state level in a lot of different states across the country. These are far-left people. The ideas that they are proposing, I believe, are truly outside the mainstream, whether, again, it's infanticide or all the other crazy stuff they want to propose. But they are knocking on the door, again, a coin toss, save Republicans being in the majority in the House of Delegates. You literally flip one seat, and all of a sudden it's a dead tie in the state Senate. I mean, every one of these seats is important, and you got to get out there. And John, I've been involved in a lot of state and local elections where literally they've been decided by 100 votes. That's what these things can come down to. And I'm thinking as you go across this slate of the 8 races that we're going to be involved in, I mean, this could literally come down to a couple hundred votes in a couple different places around the state to decide who's in the actual majority. And then the implications for the state of Virginia and the policies that are actually passed. I mean, this is crucial. This is key. And I tell people, I loved the fact that you introed all of this. People want to complain. And that's fine. We should complain. We should point out these are terrible ideas. But if you're not actually doing something and putting yourself into purposeful action, I don't want to hear the complaining anymore. You have opportunities. This is a massive opportunity for us right now. We've got about 2 weeks to go. Get out, get involved.
You got to get involved, and you get paid too, which is the uniqueness of what Ned Ryan has set up, right? Nobody else has this. The Democrats have it. He's trying to compete with them. Go to AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, or if it's easier, just text me, 757-692-1710. Tell me you're interested. I'll send it over to Ned and to Liz Dickinson, their Virginia director. Will get you hooked up ASAP and get you out there. Because, look, Ned, the stakes in Virginia are so high in the House. Because if they lose control and caucus of the corn takes over, this is going to be generational. This is not like this is going to flip in 2021. Because once Kurt Cox is no longer the speaker, they've lost 15 state races straight. They'll have no majority. And here's the thing, Ned, no ability to raise any money. That's what's going to nail them. And then they can redistrict themselves into a perpetuitous majority. That's why this election is so critical.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I tell people, if we can't win in a year where the Democrat governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general have all had their share of scandals, whether it's the blackface, infanticide, credible allegations of rape, all of these things, if we cannot win in a year like this, we don't deserve to win. We weren't doing the right thing. So, people, you have a plan that we will be in the right places. We will be doing the right things. And I tell people, if you really want to punish the Kathy Trans who sponsored the infanticide bill, if you really want to punish these people, you put them into a even bigger minority and make sure that they have no opportunity to pass any crazy legislation. That's how you punish them. You go out and you put them in a permanent minority.
Well, that's what we have to do. And the organization, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, which you need to go to sign up. You're targeting 8 races in Virginia. There's 15 days remaining. Gary Higgins for state senate. Gary Higgins in Loudoun County.
That's right.
Siobhan Donovan.
Yeah, we've got Randy Minshew. We've got DJ Jordan, who's a rock star running in the House of Delegates. Kelly McGinn, Sturdivant, Donovan, Rich Anderson, Jen Keegans. So these are all spread out. It's, if people want to know, it's House Districts 10, 13, 31, and 51, and then Senate Districts 7, 10, 12, and 13. But these are key areas. I call these, and you know this, John, you follow politics. Mm-hmm. In all of these places, there are battleground swing districts, and studying and looking at this, these are the swing districts that are going to decide the majorities in both the House of Delegates and the state Senate. And if you want to have impactful action and be in the right place doing the right things, you're going to be working with us in these districts, because I'm convinced that the majorities in both chambers are going to come down to these 8 races. And these are good people. These are people, again, I tell people, listen, Gary Higgins, Randy, these are rock stars. But you got to win with Donovan and Sturtevant. You have to. If you don't win those races, we could be in the minority in the Senate, and it's pointless. So we've got to get out there. We've got to be realistic, and we got to win all of these 8 races.
Well, that's if you have to hold Donovan and Sturtevant. Donovan's up slightly. Sturtevant is down right now. Jen Higgins is up slightly. I think Higgins is really looking good in that race. That's the one I'm the most confident about. You know, Higgins has an uphill battle. I mean, he's in Loudoun County. It's turning blue. He's running against former Air Force Colonel John Bell, who also recently lost his older son to opioid crisis. John Bell, a very well-funded House member, good candidate. So Higgins has his hands full there. But I tell people, John, this too. If we want to have a chance next year in 2020 in turning Virginia red, again, these 3 northern counties, I'm in western Loudoun, and watching the change that has taken place in western Loudoun in just even the last 10 years, it's pretty staggering. We've got to go back and we have to rebuild. So in the process of rebuilding to hopefully turn Virginia red in 2020, that's why we can be involved with Gary Higgins and Randy Minshew here in Loudoun. This is an opportunity. They're great guys. They're rock stars. They need to be down in Richmond doing the right things, and we get to build towards 2020. I am convinced. I know it's been a little grim here in Virginia. I'm not convinced that we can't win next year. I'm sure that we can. If we do the right things, we've got a shot in winning Virginia with Donald Trump on the top of the ticket. Well, Ned, especially if you can help build a grassroots get out the vote organization. That's right. Now. Because in order to win in 2020, look, a couple things are going to have to happen. Number one, if Warren or Bernie Sanders is the nominee, we got a heck of a chance to win Virginia, because it's going to be tough to get Virginia to vote for one of these socialists. That's right. Number one. Number two, we only lost the state in 2016 by 4.5.
Yeah, it's about 4 points. Yep.
We had no money. I mean, I was the chairman. We had very little money. I only got, in the whole campaign, I got $2.2 million. So we had very little money. We had to run against Terry McAuliffe, who was her chairman in Virginia. So it was, John Fredericks versus McAuliffe. Right. And we had Tim Kaine on the ticket, who's a very popular senator. So they had everything going for them. We had very little resources. They had like 100 people on staff. We had 8. I mean, and it was competitive, right?
It was. But, and the thing that we're doing, John, and again, you point out that dynamics are going to be completely different in 2020, because I have been saying from day one that Joe Biden was not going to be the candidate. But what the left has done and continues to do, and has done very well, is they go in, they lay the groundwork the year before or even further going into a key election like 2020, and they're doing targeted doors. They're collecting data. They're understanding people. They're understanding what the important issues are for them. They're encouraging them, obviously, to vote in the fall elections 2 weeks from now. But they're collecting the data to understand how they're going to message to them and communicate to them, and then leverage them out to vote next time. I mean, this is how sophisticated the left has become. Terrible issues, terrible policies, pretty sophisticated in going and understanding where voters are at, knocking on their doors, having live conversations. And people ask me all the time, John, all right, why do you guys focus on live doors, live phones? Because I know, based off statistics, people have gone, and 1 out of every 14 people that you talk to on their doorstep, even if they've never heard of your candidate before, they're going to vote for your candidate because you took the time to come and have a conversation with them. And the second most important way to do that is live phone calls. It's about 1 out of, I think, 38, 39 people actually vote for your candidate. Live conversations, understanding where people are at, leveraging them to vote, but getting a better understanding of where they are so you can leverage them in future elections as well.
So how do we make this work, Ned? And by the way, we're with Ned Ryun. Also, you can go to Ned Ryan's website, nedryan.com. I was just on. It's pretty neat. You can go to nedryan.com to get involved, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, or just text me. You can text me right now. I'll forward it over. Just text me, right? You've got my number in there, 757-692-1710. We need your help. We need you to get involved. And you're going to get paid, too.
Yes.
This is like a dream come true, Ned.
We're paying like $15 an hour, John. I mean, this is, people get to go, do the right thing, be sophisticated in their door knocking. We use gravity technology, so they're on their phones, their smartphone, and they're going to the right doors. Their surveys are on their phone. They're asking the right questions. They're going to the right places. They're collecting the data for not only this fall, but next year, and they're getting paid to do it. So I tell people, listen, if you want to be involved, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, that's the place to go. We're going to maximize your time. We're going to make the best use of it. And again, it's about purposeful action. Politics is policy. And if you're tired of the policy of the left, you're tired of their stupidity, not only at the national level, but the state level, you have to make sure that they never get near the levers of power again. And how do you do that? You win the right elections. You win in the right places, and you put them into the minority.
We're with Ned Ryun. He is the founder and CEO of American Majority and American Majority Action. You have to get involved. Now, you're going to get paid, too, to get involved. You can save Virginia, 2020. You can save America. You can help Trump get reelected. Look, if Trump wins Virginia in 2020, he's reelected, right?
That's right.
There's no math for the Democrats now without Virginia. And I'm telling you, we have an outside shot. And I'm not just saying that because I was chairman in 2016 and I'm involved now as a senior member in 2020 campaign. I firmly believe we have a chance to win Virginia in 2020. But to do that, we're going to need the activists. We're going to need the people on the street. We're going to need get out to vote. We're going to need voter registration in our stronghold in Southwest Virginia. All the things that American Majority Action does.
That's right. No, I mean, John, we've been doing this 12 years. And again, with candidates, we're training them on the basics of campaign plan, get out to vote, how to raise money, communication, social media. With the grassroots activists, we're training them how to do get out to vote properly, how to do social media properly, how to do voter registrations. I mean, this is the one thing, again, specific to Virginia. If we can mitigate the damage next year, and you know this, if we can mitigate the damage in Loudoun, Fairfax, Prince William, and run up the vote in the southern part of the state, you're right, we can win this thing, but part of what the left has done and does it very effectively, we know that if you go in and do voter registrations about a year ahead of time, about 80%, and this doesn't always hold true, but it's about right, about 80% of those that are registered, newly registered, will vote in the very next election. So how do you increase your base? How do you increase your vote? You go get people registered to vote, you get them on the registration, and then you turn them out to vote in that next election. So again, left's been doing this for years. We need to be smart about it as well. Again, I know that we love to talk about our ideas. We've got great ideas. But we have to shift our focus to saying we have to win. We have to be in the process and in the mindset of winning every day at every level. That's how we bring the national generational change. And that's how we put this stupidity to an end. Again, I tell people next year, 2020, you got the House of Representatives, 18 seats of the total difference of how we can put the stupidity of Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and all these people behind. You put them back in the minority and say, okay, your little crazy, impeachment stuff, Ukraine, Russia, collusion, fairy tales, all that can go away if we put them back in the minority. But it's not going to just happen because guess what? People are betting literally hundreds of millions to get them back into the majority next year. We got to get Trump in the White House. We got to take the House back. We got to make sure we keep the Senate. But in the meantime, 2 weeks from now, we got to make sure we get the majorities in the state legislature here in Virginia.
We got 15 days. Go to AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, AmericanMajorityAction.org/Virginia, or just text me right now, 757-692-1710. Get involved. Do it now. Ned, thanks for being with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Ned
John.
Ryun,